Hello, everyone. It's Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach. Can't believe it's already verse 4 day. That's right. That means it's Monday in your world. For me, it's still Sunday. It's still Sunday. The sun is starting to set. It's been a really beautiful day. And I just got a hair treatment, a scalp treatment, and I'm feeling really groovy. So I figured I would get into verse 4 right now, the Tao of network marketing. So I'm going to start right off with reading the verse. Stella's going to scream in the background. Okay. Don't you love that? Okay. The Tao is empty, but inexhaustible, bottomless, the ancestor of it all. Within it, the sharp edges become smooth, the twisted knots loosen, the sun is softened by a cloud, and the dust settles into place. It is hidden but always present. I do not know who gave birth to it. It seems to be the common ancestor of all, the father of things. What? So how on earth is that going to relate to us network marketers in our business, in our developing our leadership? I might need to keep these on. Well, in the book that I'm reading here, I'm reading Change Your Life, or Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he has a couple of things that I know I can help you to understand what that was, because I was like, what do you mean it's here and not there? And it can be a little bit intense as you start to grow as a leader. So right here I underlined, if you live from an infinite perspective, you will relinquish the idea that your only identity is the physical body in which you progress from birth to death. Now, what he's about to step into and what I'm about to step into, I don't know how many of you have read the blog post I wrote called The Illusion of Scarcity. This is where we could really start to remove that zero-sum thought that we were raised with, or most. If you're American, you've been raised with it. You may have been raised with it in other cultures as well. The idea that in order for you to have anything, somebody else has to lose something. That there's no such thing as a give and take. That there's no such thing as exchange for value for value. That someone has wealth, then someone has to have poor. That there has to be the yin and yang in that way. And that's not really what unity means and being paradoxal means. It means that it's the same. Okay? In the blog post, The Illusion of Scarcity, I talk about why I believe that. And this particular verse really focuses in on that. So let's continue. I underlined here, it seems to be saying that cultivating an awareness of the infinite aspect of yourself is a way to tap into the limitless source of creative energy that flows through you. For example, you may want to help less fortunate people improve their day-to-day existence, but you don't believe that you have the time or energy to do so because of who you are and what you presently do. As you relax your hold on the idea of yourself as the job you do or the life you're living, and seek to really acquaint yourself with the limitless creativity that's a part of you, the time and energy you require will appear. So this verse really is I'm feeling like I'm getting this like inspiration right now, that it's about relieving yourself of all the time that you feel anxiety about the labels that you have placed in your life on yourself and in your life experience. To let go of those things, to let those things go, will free up a lot of time and energy for the things that you, at your core desire, really want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I totally get when I had a job, wanting to do things that, and I felt like, my job was part of holding it back, that every time I want to go do something, I had to go to work, whether it's one thing or another, I always felt that I didn't have the time for it. You know what I'm saying? So as you start to realize the nothingness and togetherness of it all, and start to really tap into that, you start to create more time and abundance and freedom in your life to do the things that you want to do. Another thing that I highlight, there was a lot of highlighting today. Awareness of the omnipresence of the Tao means that thoughts on shortages or lack aren't prevalent. Beliefs such as there's no way this will happen, it's not my destiny, with my luck things could never work out, they cease to be entertained, Instead, you begin to expect that what you imagine for yourself is not only on the way, it's already here. The new self portrait, based on the cooperative presence of the invisible Tao, alleviates you to living an inspired life, and that is one of being in spirit or in unending touch with the Tao. Consider all things that seem to be a problem from the perspective of the eternal Tao. So, does that not make you feel good? I think one of the biggest parts of causes of failure and quitting and company jumping and all the things that happen within the network marketing industry in the first 90 days of somebody, entering this industry is from the idea that they just aren't going to make it work. They're transitioning from a employment mindset, or maybe they're just starting to release some negative beliefs that maybe they believe it's a zero-sum world. Maybe they believe that it's because somebody's healthy and vibrant that somebody must be sick. That there's a trade-off in that kind of way. Maybe they're just coming in. And what this verse will do for you is, if you're at that point, and this can happen as you've been in it for a while too, if you're at that point where you feel like, God, this is not going to work out, I'm not good at sales, I don't know how to blog, I don't want to make video, I'm totally terrified of the phone. As a matter of fact, when I pick it up to call a prospect, it weighs 3,000 pounds and I can't lift that with my arm. All the things that you come up with and you say to yourself, once you start to just relax and let yourself be and start moving through the motions and learning the new skills and approaching this business in a professional, serene manner without attachment to what other people do and say, you start to never hear those things anymore. I used to actually have a lot of that self-talk happening before. It's so rare now, and when it does happen, I shut it down. I just shut it down. It's almost as if every single time that I experience self-doubt, that it's immediately a learning experience for me, and I'm able to shoot a video about it and talk about it. It's actually okay when I have moments like that, because it's part of the experience. Being tapped into this is going to help you feel so good. And you know what? You know what happens when you feel good? The things that you desire move to you faster. The results that you want to have start becoming part of your experience instead of just something down the road at the end of the tunnel. You hear that? Okay, you feel me? Okay, next. When you believe that there's a shortage of prosperity, it's a signal to think in terms of the inexhaustible source. Just like everything on our planet, money is available in limitless quantities. Know this and connect to the bottomless supply. Do it first in your thoughts by affirming, everything I now need is here. Prosperity thoughts are energetic construction to access your infinite self, so actions will follow them. When it seems like the biggest concern right off the bat, and especially in some traditional network marketing where it's a product-based business where the commissions are really tiny, your goal is more often than anything to recruit a new human being into your business, right? So some people may say to you things like, oh, the market's saturated. Maybe you have a couple of people in your neighborhood that are in the same business that aren't directly related to your lineage. Do you really think that that's the end all for you? Do you really believe somebody when they tell you your market's saturated? There's no such thing unless all 7 billion people on the planet are in your network marketing opportunity. There is no shortage of human beings. Some companies are limited by borders. Some countries don't really want that particular, especially if it's product based, and it really gets stopped at the borders like that, because every country has different health guidelines for things and ingredient guidelines. That can really put a damper on it. Luckily, we're not in it, and if you are, you need an additional income that help you become a global citizen. So click the link below. This really is going to help you in understanding that there's no such thing as saturation. You know why? Because there's only one person that's representing your company the way you are. There's only one of those. That's you. And there's 7 billion people out there that haven't met you yet. All right. 6,900,990, whatever. They haven't heard you yet. There are people out of part of that 7 billion people that want to hear it from you, that want to be part of your team. There's no such thing as scarcity because there's only one of you, and so many people don't even know who you are yet. You just got to get out there. Rearrange your thoughts to practice thinking in alignment with the Tao. With the assistance of the eternal Tao, all the sharp edges of life will smooth out. The knots loosen and the dust will settle. Try it. Here's something that he wrote in here that I really liked. You may want to duplicate this advice of my teacher, Nisargadatta Maharaj. I'm not saying it right. I apologize to the proper words. And post it conspicuously so that you can read it daily. Oh my God, that's so funny. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I'm everything. And in between the two, my life moves. And while you're living, stay as close to love as you can. This reminds me of a post that David Wood, I actually made a blog post about it. He posted this post on Facebook last night that just was like, what? I'm like, the whole world needs to see it from my perspective, because you've seen videos and whatnot, and it's just about the love. It's all love. It's about the love. You're here in this network marketing industry or coming into it because it's more than just you, and you know it. Maybe in the beginning it's you, but the more leadership that you start to attain for yourself, and the more vision that you start to have, it's going to be much bigger than that. It's going to be much bigger than just you, and you're going to be able to be a part of revolutionizing someone's life. Maybe you'll be able to part of few people's lives. Like look David Wood. He's younger than me. He has no more talent or skills than I have. Absolutely not. And he, I don't know, a couple $100,000 a month he earns. He has one of the most incredible heart-based, I can't even explain how I feel about the company that he has. It's like the company itself is like Harriet Tubman leading the slaves away from their masters so that they can be the master of their own life and live their freedom the way that they want. It's really quite amazing. So verse 4 is all about just understanding the emptiness and fullness of the thing and realizing it's not separate or different, and one is not without the other. They are together in it. So I want to thank you very much for watching this video. It's a little shorter than that 20 minutes, and continue on, read the blog post. And if you vibrate, you feel me, and you want to work with me, click the first link in the description on YouTube. If you're on my blog, well, there's plenty of areas. I'm pretty sure I'll point one out for you in the blog post. I love you all. I'll see you later. You have a great day. Bye.